June 30th, 2021, and I am in a long trade here, looking to break the overnight highs and flush some of this liquidity above. I really wanted to get a better price here at 73.95. I just felt like I wasn't going to get it, so I took a little worse price here at the 03. I wanted to see if we can get a pullback, but so often I'm getting left behind on these trades, and so we'll see if this works out for me. A few ticks is not going to make a big difference, but always so gun shy on doing that and then chasing the highs here, 03 to 06. So I'm a few from the high, and now we are pulling back here a little bit. But so the trade idea here is looking at, we've rallied up through here, and the idea is to come back up through these highs here and a flush of this liquidity here that we have these highs here to flush and take out this liquidity up into at least into the 21. But I could see now we're pushing up into this all-time high here again at the 74.50 area. So overnight we've come up and came down into this demand around the value area low from yesterday. So we are in above range and above value, and so that's my upside. The upside idea there, once we flush this liquidity or take out these highs, if and when we do, low side would be to come back and test value, upper side of range, possibly to the point yesterday's point of control. So I like this idea. I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the entries and making sure that I have solid ideas, but it looks like definitely could have got a little better price here at 97. My ideal was at 95, and we can see this low volume area is what I'm leaning on. This is the flip area, and then this high volume area as well to come up and take out these highs. So we're going to see if we can do that right here, kind of chop it around here. But I like the trade so far. I think I could definitely de-risk here down to the 96, but I wouldn't be surprised if we came down here, and I'm definitely not wrong on the idea there either. But if we do kind of get some kind of imbalance down here and a push up, I wouldn't want to be below this volume anymore, because then we're likely to take out these lows and then retest back into this demand here. Down could be definitely to get back down into here. This is not the strongest low here as well, but overall the context supports this trade, and I'm going to give it a little bit of room here. And now here we are up again, testing my entry at the 74.03 level. Target is the flush of the 21. That's a nice little 12-tick loss to start the day. And when you are wrong on the trade, you always get the pullback, and when you're right, you never do. So we got down to 95, and then plus down to 91, 90, all the way now to 90. So that's how we're starting the morning. So all good, but we'll see where we go from here. Let's see if we can test these lows here. But now again, my expectation would be that we would hold this 97 from below now, so wouldn't want to be below that area anyway. So we will look and see how we have some volume here at the 90, about 125 contracts there. So see how that trades, and that was just traded. And now definitely big increase in volume coming in here. I wouldn't expect that this would be the final price down here, but we definitely can come back and test the upper side of this low volume node here. So now we've taken out this overnight high, and we had to come all the way back down to 66, which is the lower side of, we came back down to test value, the upper side of the range, and right above the value area high. And I was watching this area when we took out the liquidity of these lows here, but the issue with this is that we have all this space down into here that we could fall back into, and then we came up and we low ticked the low right here. And at this point I'm thinking, and then we get this imbalance up, which seems like it makes sense for the longs. And I was considering an entry at 75, but I pulled it because the issue here is that we're stuck still in this flip zone and on the lower side of this upper range. So wouldn't be surprised at all if this came down, held, and moved down to fill in that space into that demand area. But yeah, frustrating, because shortly thereafter we imbalanced up. So this was kind of the clue, the trigger for possible long there. But also on the other side of it, we could be just holding this area to move down, back down into this area. So, and then now we've taken out that weak high that I was talking about earlier. So I was completely wrong on this. I mean, it doesn't matter that this has now been taken out when I try to get in at 03 and then we come all the way back to 66. That doesn't do me any good. And then I took another long here at 88 got taken out at the swing low here at 83. So, which makes sense back to this demand push here. So just being the sucker, giving liquidity here in this market, and frustrating start to the morning, being down 16 ticks already. So, and now my trade idea, my context is played out here. So where do I enter? Now I don't really, and I have all of this vertical space that we just ripped higher. So just sitting here now, stuck with nothing to do. So recently just came back down into this value area, and it seems weird. This is a small rejection here and a low tick here. So my expectation now is for us to come back up and take out this weak high, still expecting this liquidity to get flushed to the upside. And that is marked by, on the 15, we can see all these bar highs here. And right around the 74, it's not a real comfortable trade. We see this kind of this value area we're sitting in there. So I'm expecting for this little low tick failure to hold on increased volume and pushing back down into this demand zone to the left. Can we come down and push further deep into this demand? Yeah, for sure we can. So that's definitely a possibility, but I like the upside to take out, and a de-risk will be above this bar high here, and then to try to test this high here. So we'll see if it happens. I'm sitting in this uncomfortable trade again right at the 74 round number, but we have moved up a little bit above the structure. So now I'm looking for all this to get taken out. My target is up above the flush of all of this liquidity here into the 20. There is some size at 30, 126 contracts, so I'll probably see what happens once we break those highs, but that'll be my overall target. We're also coming very close to the open here. I will take off risk into this low volume area, into the structure here. We've already tested this here, so this has all been tested, and this is a super weak high. Why? Because we put in large volume here, but then we just sit here, and this is acceptance of price and likely to break, in my opinion. On the flip side though, this is not very strong structure either. This is not unfair price by any means. This little increase in volume was a little bit of what I was leaning on, but not anything strong here. To come down here and see a flush before a move up would also, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And now here we are back to the 74 round number, the acceptance of price, which is the point of control of this traded area here. And there I am, ripped out on a spike down for another loss. So that puts me at 22 down, 3 losses. And that's the problem with sitting in that chop or that value area, is that we're likely to see these spike outs before the move higher or move lower for that matter, to grab any liquidity resting below here. And I just got stuck, and as the person just holding the bag, as they say, the sucker sitting there just hoping for the move up and then the spike down, and then take the liquidity and then go, and then just be sitting there wondering what happened. Gonna try this one more time. See this volume here on the spike down, and I feel like this is most likely a shakeout here. But we also are coming into this demand, so that supports where we had buyers coming in here again. I am in long at 94, hoping that we can hold this volume here and take out these highs back up here and push above that structure. Definitely on the risky side, being 2 minutes before the open, but I like the context of the trade and that shake out there. It's another 8-tick loss. Holding through the open here, we just opened up and we did not hold that volume, and we are pushing back down all the way into this structure here. So now I am going to just sit and wait and see how this shakes out. And we're pushing all the way back down to the origin of this demand push here. I am long once again on a push below these lows here into this demand again, and we've returned back to the point of control. Expectation, this has all been tested, and we are below the structure, but returning to value here. I still like the idea of coming up and taking out some of the structure above. We still have this weak high above, all that liquidity there. But I want to see this definitely hold here, so I have a pretty narrow stop at about 4 ticks. Just because if we push down below here, I would expect these lows to get taken out, so don't want a whole lot of risk here. So far I'm 0 for 5 on trades, and we've come all the way back down to fill in this demand, all this space here, which isn't surprising at all. And then one of my last long trades on the failure of these lows and a push up here was really actually just respecting this previous value and coming down to seek to move to find value lower. So just couldn't be more wrong today, and it makes me question a lot of things about what I'm doing. I mean, I'd be better off playing, coin flip dartboard game here. So I'm approaching 23 minutes into the open, and I'm at minus 34 and 5 losses. So with the rest of the week here, it's pretty bad. I'm at like less than a 20% win rate Monday and Tuesday. So with today, it's just, I don't know if I could really do much worse. So pretty frustrating. I'm not really sure what to say. Another thing about today, it is a news day, and we have about an hour to the news, so it's definitely going to bring some volatility in, see where the larger time frame players are going to position themselves. But at this point, I've been kind of over trading as it is. Too many trades yesterday and Monday. So being that I'm already sitting at 5, I'm going to try to relax a little bit and regroup myself, get a coffee, and see if I can get my head straight and just relax a little bit, because I know when I get this frustrated that the results are not going to be very good. So I'm just going to kind of get up and walk away for a minute and take some breaths